And welcome back for some Sunday baseball here on the North Greenville Sports Network. As North Greenville trying to hang on and stave off elimination not once but twice today, as they will have to win 2 games in order to try and make the regional final tomorrow afternoon. First up will be the UNC Pembroke Braves after defeating the Lincoln Memorial University Rail Splitters in a 11-inning thriller last night. Grace Sutherland, Cole Bryson back with you for, we are up to day 4 of this regional, and 2 games today. North Greenville up first. They will be the designated visitor team again, Cole, as Pembroke is the home team.
Gray, it's time to win 4.
Yeah, got to win 4.
And it is, and this is a good UNC Pembroke team that we've seen several times, coached by Paul O'Neill in his 18th season. These guys really can play. They've got solid pitching. The question is, how much pitching do they have left? They have played one more game, obviously, the North Greenville, so how much pitching do they have? You do have to cut your roster down to 25, as we talked about, for the regional. So how long can their pitching go? North Greenville, Gray, once again, is the away team. So is there any pride factor on the line? They're having to play in your away dugout at your own home field. I know it would be for me. I mean, it should be a little bit of juice to get you going, but North Greenville's got to hit the ball, and also got to have a solid day on the mound from Blake Hamilton as well.
Well, they certainly managed to get some hits yesterday against Georgia College, especially in the 9th inning when they scored three runs to get the lead away from the Bobcats and eliminating the 2 seed. It was 3 runs on 4 hits that 9th inning, and North Greenville, that's how they ended up here after the bit of a shocking loss to Columbus State to open up regional play for the Crusaders. So, due up first for North Greenville will be the left fielder Josh Black, shortstop Utah Jones, and catcher John Jones. And they will face off against a left-handed junior, Jordan Toney, for the Braves, coming with a 6.38 ERA, 3 wins, 1 loss. This will be his 10th start in 15 appearances. Through 48 innings, he's given up 71 hits, 43 runs, 34 of those earned, has walked 8, struck out 32, opponents batting .335 against him.
Going to be an interesting matchup there, Gray, between Jordan Toney and that lineup for North Greenville, because that North Greenville lineup can hit better than what they've showed in those past 2 games. And Josh Black, a senior, coming into this game hitting .337, a guy who can really put the ball in play, 178 at-bats.
Black collected 3 hits against Georgia College, 2 of them doubles. And swings at the first pitch, right to the third baseman. Good snag, and even better throw over to first.
That was a great throw by Trey Jacobs. And not only a great throw, but he had a leap pretty high to get that ball, and that was a good first pitch, first out, and Josh Black being aggressive at the plate.
Let's bring up the shortstop, Utah Jones. Junior out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, transfer from the University of North Carolina.
Bunt attempt, right?
And hangs off ball 1. Jones went 1 for 5 against Georgia College yesterday.
A junior hitting .352 coming into this game, 58 hits on the season.
And he'll send one through the gap into left field.
That will be his 59th hit of the season. 32 RBIs, 2 home runs on the season for Utah Jones.
And this is what North Greenville's got to do early. They were able to chase the Georgia College starter yesterday, Harrison Veldsma, after 3 innings. But in their game against Columbus State, they never could get to Perez Knowles.
They could not. What a tough matchup that was. Indeed. So a little bit of early offense for North Greenville with 1 out as John Jones, the senior, hitting .387 coming into this game. 186 at-bats, 48 times he scored this season, 72 hits for him.
And strike 1 inside, but it's called.
4th on the team is John Jones in the home run category, 56 RBIs. He's tied for 1st on the team in that category with the guy right behind him, Connor Grant.
Out of Oviedo, Florida. And there is ball 1. Was waiting for strike 2.
Was close. Jordan Toney so far, I mean, just in the little pitches he's thrown, he's not afraid to attack the strike zone. He's done that so far, and you're going to see pop-ups and ground balls and some base hits because of that, but you like a pitcher who attacks the strike zone, goes right at you. Time called.
Yeah, good job by Jones, able to back out of the box. Again, don't want to yield advantage to the pitcher. A 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
So a 2-1 count now. On the defense for UNC Pembroke. We'll start with the outfield this time, Gray. Luke Jackson in left. Roberto Rivera in center. Ethan Balcom in right field this time.
And a throw over to first. Jones gets back in time.
That's Connor Granger at first. Second base, you're going to have Seth Hardings at third. You will have Trey Jacobs and Jarrett Mobley at short. The catcher is Trevor Clemens.
Wait on the 2-1. Outside, 3-1.
That's a good eye right there by John Jones. You have a runner on first. How aggressive will Utah Jones be? 9 for 11 on the stolen base category. Stolen bases is 9, 11 attempts. Will Coach Landon Powell be aggressive here early and try to get a runner in scoring position for John Jones?
Well, probably the simply put, you can't win if you don't score.
Yeah.
So I say send him. He hangs off as Jones sends it right to the third baseman.
Wow.
He'll stand up and throw to first, and again, they can't get anything past Jacobs early.
I tell you what, you're going to have to put it in the air to get it past Trey Jacobs, the junior, because that was two phenomenal plays by Trey Jacobs at third. Good thing is for the Crusaders, there's still a runner on the base path, and that runner is in scoring position for Connor Grant, the cleanup hitter. But, man, Trey Jacobs has been lights out those first two plays.
Grant went 1 for 5 yesterday against Georgia College, picking up a single in the first inning.
Connor Grant hitting .382 on the season now, 73 hits, 10 home runs, 56 RBIs. He's second on the team in the home run category.
First offering is outside, ball 1.
So a base hit here, Gray. Obviously, you know this UNC Pembroke team is a solid team, but you want to see how many runs you can get as early as you can get them. So a base hit here would be huge just to go ahead and get one run here in the first inning.
Tony draws set, fires, and a early pull on the swing. Tony went way off speed.
He went way off speed, and Connor Grant just could not connect. That was just a big pitch by Tony. That was a very nice pitch by Jordan Tony.
North Greenville is a team that typically outscores opponents 52-32 here in the first.
Haven't done that so much in this regional, have they? Have not been able to get up on any teams with a decent lead.
And he chased it up high. Does Grant. That's strike 2.
That's just a good sequence of pitching by Jordan Tony. Go with the off-speed stuff, then speed it up a little bit. And Connor Grant couldn't catch up. Connor Grant's one of those guys, Gray, that has had a decent regional, but it really is due to connect on one. I like the effort I've seen from Jordan Tony so far.
Here comes a 1-2 and a chance to get out of the inning. Misses downstairs, ball 2.
A pitch or two to waste for Jordan Tony. He throws one there. Again, as Gray said, he does come into this game with a 6.38 ERA. Not the best on paper, but it's playoff baseball. Anything can happen.
Two count. Tony check over to second, throw to the plate, and lift edge to straightaway center. Hanging up there for Rivera, makes a grab, and the side is retired.
Yeah, Roberto Rivera really does not have to move much at all, Gray, as he's going to get that one, and that will be the third out, and North Greenville leaves a runner in scoring position.
No runs on one hit, one left on there for NGU through the top half of the first. UNC Pembroke will take the bottom halves of the inning. And first up, we will see the center fielder, Roberto Rivera, the catcher, Trevor Clemens, the right fielder, Ethan Balcom, And that's a due-up order for the Braves. Rest of their batting order, they'll have the third baseman, Trey Jacobs, the left fielder, Luke Jackson, second baseman, Seth Hardings, first baseman, Connor Granger. The DH will be Elijah Helton, and at shortstop, batting ninth, will be Jarrett Mobley. North Greenville and head coach Landon Powell will send a right-handed senior, number 35, Blake Hamilton, to the mound. And after Tucker Burgess getting a start against Columbus State, had a rough first 2 innings, allowed 2 runs in the first, or 2 in the second, but pitched scoreless innings after that from the third until he got pulled in the 8th. And then yesterday, Ethan Gardner is about lights out, easily his best performance of the year. So Hamilton will go to the mound, a 4.90 ERA, 5 wins, 2 losses. This will be his 15th start in 17 appearances through 64 1/3. He's given up 68 hits, 42 runs, 35 of them earned. Walked 22, struck out 59. Opponent's batting .267. Hamilton, a senior out of Ringgold, Georgia. A former Bulldog out of the University of Georgia. Yesterday, we also had our first regional final team locked up. Belmont Abbey took down Columbus State 7-3 in the nightcapper on Saturday. And they await their opponent. It will either be North Greenville, UNC Pembroke, or they will have to play Columbus State again. Pembroke NGU, as this one's lifted over the shortstop's head, Utah Jones can't jump up and make the grab, and 1 pitch, 1 hit for Roberto Rivera, who leads it off with a single.
And it doesn't matter how good the pitching is in the regional. At some point, teams are going to get hot, especially teams that have been playing back-to-back days, and that's why, regardless of how your pitching is, you've got to hit the ball. The top of the order has got to produce, and for some teams it is, for some teams it's not, and that was a nice hit to start this at-bat for Roberto Rivera.
So bring up the catcher, Trevor Clemens. Clemens going 2 for 5 yesterday against Lincoln Memorial. And looking for the bunt, third base side. Hamilton has it. He'll gun over to first. Plunkett makes the grab. And UNC Pembroke moving the runner over here with 1 away.
Nice job there by Hamilton to put his glove down and get it. And you're right, UNC Pembroke kind of doing what we thought we'd see North Greenville do, advance a runner over to see if they can get a runner in scoring position and score that runner. And that was a very nice sacrifice from Clemens to bring up Balcom.
And yesterday against Georgia College, North Greenville did win, but they committed 3 errors in the process, and at least 2 of them, maybe even all 3, were were throws over to first. Here's ball 1 missing downstairs to the right fielder, Ethan Balcom. He went 6 for 6 yesterday against Lincoln Memorial.
He was feeling it. I talked with him after the game, and he said he didn't think he's ever went 6 for 6 in his life. He said even in Little League, he don't think he went 6 for 6, and he was just excited after that day. He was seeing it. I mean, feeling it, seeing it. He was playing like his hair was on fire yesterday, and let's see if Hamilton can kind of quiet that today.
Now, Hamilton's missed twice, both times downstairs to him. And there's a 2-0. He'll swing on it, foul it off.
Now Hamilton's got a strike to show for. 2-1 count with 1 out. Outfielders for North Greenville playing pretty deep.
Balcom, a redshirt sophomore out of Rockingham, North Carolina. Used to be a pretty good racetrack there.
Averaging .333 is Balcom. 51 runs, 70 hits.
They'll send a high hopper to Brown, throw over to first, 2 away, and more importantly, the runner, Rivera, has to hold at second.
That's a good throw by Ryan Brown. And you're right, keep Rivera at second. That will be 2 outs, and let's see if the Crusaders can get out of this inning.
So bring up the third baseman, Trey Jacobs, number 12, redshirt sophomore out of Hope Mills, North Carolina.
How about the day he had yesterday? Just a big, big day, and walking it off in the 11th inning, and he just was out of his mind as well, just playing really, really well.
3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored himself.
And a walk-off. Just such a good game for him.
That 2, 3, and 4 spot producing for Pembroke as Jacobs fouls it off.
Yeah, their lineup, I mean, it's one that you don't want to go into a game thinking that they're not going to hit the ball because they're an underrated hitting team. I mean, look at the way Trey Jacobs is hitting the ball right now. 420 coming into this game, 60 runs, 95 hits on the season. He leads the team by a big, big margin, 79 RBIs and second on the team, tied for second in 11 home runs.
Hamilton, the 0-1. Fouled away third base side, 0-2.
Just a long, long strike right there, and now Hamilton way ahead in the count. He has a pitch or two to waste. Nice crowd filing in, as you would expect it to grow as the day goes on. A lot of red up there.
Belmont Abbey enjoying the day off. They don't have to play till tomorrow. Hamilton ahead, the 0-2. Waste pitch downstairs, ball 1.
Trying to get him to chase that thing down and bring out his golf club, but that was a nice job by Trey Jacobs to lay off of it.
This is a 1 seed North Greenville taking on the 5 seed UNC Pembroke. They eliminated the 7 seed Lincoln Memorial yesterday. Runner goes on this one as he'll send it to deep left. Drifting back is Black, who makes the grab, and the side is retired.
Tell you what, that was a nice effort by Jacobs Gray. Just fell a little bit short. Not far, though. I mean, the wind gets a hold of that thing, and that's a different story. But good to see the Crusaders get out without allowing any runs.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Both get a hit, both leave a runner on. We're through runs scoreless here in this elimination game of the Southeast Regional. Ryan Brown, Jeffrey Chandler, Andrew Plunkett due up next for North Greenville. We come back here for the Southeast Regional of the North Greenville Sports Network. And here we are for the top of the second. Ryan Brown will lead off the inning for North Greenville. And Brown, the senior out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Coming into this performance, hitting .314 on the season, 55 hits, 8 home runs, and 39 RBIs.
A walk and a single for him yesterday against Georgia College, along with a run scored as he takes ball 1 from Tony.
Kind of similar, Gray, between both teams. Tony and Hamilton both got in a little bit of a trouble with the runner in scoring position, but the defense helped them get out of it.
There's ball 2 missing low and away. And a couple of good shots in the outfield, so the outfielder's getting some work early.
Good eye so far from Brown.
Rifled one right down the middle, strike 1.
a lot of times it helps a batter just to see that first strike go by to see what it looks like, what the tendencies are, and obviously this is the first time through the lineup for the Crusaders facing Jordan Toney.
There's a 2-1. Low and away.
That's a good eye.
As long as he doesn't start throwing a change-up or whatever
God,
it was.
I'm leaving. Please don't say that. Oh, my goodness. That was just the best pitch I've seen of the weekend. That was such a good pitch from Columbus State.
And Toney in for strike 2. Full count to Brown.
Brown has not swung. He's watched 5 pitches go by. He might watch a 6th go by. I don't know. This is a really big pitch from Toney.
Well, he's either going to miss it or it's going to walk him. And that'll be ball 4.
I tell you what, that's gutsy. I mean, that is really gutsy for Ryan Brown to sit there and watch 6 straight pitches go by and not swing. Whew. Wow, how about that? Good eye, though.
I mean, you got to be sure, and he must have been.
That's a really good eye.
Here's Jeffrey Chandler, number 24, a junior out of Scottsdale, Arizona.
See if the middle toward the bottom part of this lineup will produce for North Greenville, Gray, kind of like it did in the past game, especially down to the 8-9 hole. The bottom of the lineup's kind of been the story so far.
Chandler with a walk, a home run, and a single yesterday, 2 runs scored.
And you got to feel like this is a lineup for North Greenville that the middle to the bottom is producing so well right now. If the top can get going, man, you better look out.
Yeah, this has been a complete team Coach Powell has this year. And, well, by the numbers, there's no doubt about it, the best in school history.
1-0 count now. That's 7 pitches to start the inning. The Crusaders have just kept their bat on the shoulder, and that may have been something Coach Powell told them. Came out in the first, and Josh Black swung at the very first pitch he saw. Maybe they were too aggressive early.
Lifted to left field, carrying back, and caught on the run, 1 away.
Nice catch out and left from Luke Jackson. There's your 1 out of the inning. And how about this, Gray? We talked about it yesterday. North Greenville scored, 10 runs? And 9 of those were with 2 outs?
Yeah, it was crazy what North Greenville was able to do with 2 outs.
Playing with fire, huh? Man.
Like to live on the edge.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here's a first baseman, Andrew Plunkett, senior out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Plunkett hitting .284 coming into this game as he watches that one go by.
Yeah, it was a bit outside.
40 hits on the season for him, 11 home runs. Plunkett does lead these Crusaders in the home runs, and 36 RBIs for Plunkett, 5th on the team.
Did go 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk.
Talking about due.
I'll throw over to first. There's Brown back.
And I guess for these 2 pitchers, Hamilton and Toney, both of them seem pretty solid so far. I guess the factor will be whoever can just bust it open early and kind of put the pressure on the pitching, because we don't know how deep the bullpens are for either team. So whoever can put the pressure on this starting pitching the earliest and get a little bit of a lead might be in a good spot.
Strike 1 called outside edge.
That was a pretty pitch. I mean, it was just on that outside edge like you talked about.
As for the bullpens, the pressure, if you just go by the pitchers that we've seen through the day, and Pembroke's had to play 1 more game, they actually emptied their bullpen on the, I think that was the first day.
And that's why, it's just interesting. Obviously, they'll throw those guys if they need to throw them again because it's been a couple of days, but they have thrown, and it's going to be interesting to see who's starting pitching can go the longest. And I think whatever starting pitching can go longer here will win this game.
There's a 1. Nope, it's over to first. Well, a 25-man roster for North Greenville, certainly consisting of a lot of pitchers. If you go beyond the starting lineup, the only ones that aren't pitchers on the bench are Jack Morris, Connor Driscoll, Eric Gilbert, and Dawson Price. And Lex Tootin.
I like the aggressiveness. I was looking for that in the first, and there it is here in the second. How about the steal, Gray, and a perfectly timed steal, because you look over at the Pembroke defense, and guess who wasn't there? That's Jarrett Mobley. Nowhere to be found.
No shortstop.
That's right. That's a big, big steal for Ryan Brown.
Well, that was a big part of the game plan last year for North Greenville. If they got on base, they stole early and often.
I like it. Be aggressive. It's just so refreshing to see that, because when you just get a base hit from a North Greenville team that can definitely hit the ball, that's one run.
And it may have rattled Tony a little bit. He misses outside ball 2.
And speaking of rattle, here comes his catcher. That is going to be Trevor Clemens, the freshman. And you mentioned yesterday Pembroke had a pretty good performance from their starter. He was also a freshman, so a little freshman connection from Clemens. But now Tony, a junior, he'll get talked to by Clemens for just a second.
Home plate umpire again. Only 2 games today, though, but not going to let them stand out there for very much long.
23rd stolen base for Ryan Brown.
He's only been caught once.
He is now 23 of 24, and I like that.
And I sent him steal third, and he's dancing around back there at second, and he's got Tony's eye.
That's something that you won't see on paper, but it's just so big for a team when Ryan Brown can get to second and get back there and dance around and frustrate Tony a little bit. I'm telling you, it works, and I do it over and over. That's a good eye. Oh,
called strike. I thought it broke out of the zone, too.
It looked like to me Clemens' glove, the bottom part of the glove, was on the ground.
How about an even count here to Plunkett? 2-2. 1 away.
Home plate umpire Trevor Henson liked the call. So Trevor Henson at first today in the blue. Patrick Lane at first, Trevor Henson behind the plate. Patrick Lane at first.
2-2, lifted into right field, and that goes right to the right fielder.
Lindy Hall, the second base umpire, and Andrew Tumlin at third. Great. North Greenville's putting the bat on the ball. They're just hitting them right to the defense of Pembroke.
They've got a lot of carry on them, a lot of velocity, and they're just not dropping. Out recorded there by Balcom, 2 away for Jared Williams. Talk about a guy who had a day yesterday.
How about it?
Jared Williams, you go down his stat line, 3 singles, a walk, scored twice, and even with a stolen base.
Came into this game with a .324 average, obviously increased after yesterday's game. 37 runs on the season for him, 59 hits.
He goes after the first pitch for strike 1.
Well, you got to be aggressive for Williams. You know that he can put it in play, and this is the second inning in a row, Gray, where the Crusaders have had a runner on and now again in scoring position. Just a base hit away from breaking that goose egg on the board and breaking the ice and scoring first.
Still early here, though, in the top of the second, so you got time.
26 RBIs on the season for Williams.
High chopper right to second, throw to first, and Hardings to Granger. The side is retired. No runs on no hits as Brown walks, so no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. Through the top of the second, we'll head to the bottom half. Due up for UNC Pembroke, Jackson, Hardings, and Granger. When we come back, scoreless here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the bottom of the second, Jackson, Hardings, and Granger due up for UNC Pembroke here in the bottom of the second, scoreless in this elimination game. Winner stays alive in the regional and will advance to play think I got to play Columbus State. Oh, boy. Good luck.
That's right. How about that first pitch from Blake Hamilton?
Strike one into the left fielder for UNC Pembroke.
Not really a tight strike zone from Trevor Henson, the home plate umpire. We've seen things called low, seen things called outside as well.
Ball one there to Jackson. He went 1 for 4 yesterday against Lincoln Memorial.
Jackson came into this game hitting .398, just almost at the 400 mark. 12 home runs on the season for him. He leads the team in that category.
And the 1-1. Chopper foul, just piecing that one away.
80 hits on the season for Jackson. 69 RBIs. Second on the team in that category.
And Hamilton missing. 2-2. So winner has to play twice today. And they get Columbus State up next. And then Monday, you got to win twice against Belmont Abbey. There's ball 3.
A full count for Blake Hamilton, the first one of the day for him.
And I don't know if I want to play Belmont Abbey either, as next pitch fouled away first base side. They scored 7 against Columbus State last night, and against Lincoln Memorial they scored 15. So 22 runs in 2 games for them. Full count pitch, check swing, fouled it off.
Good job by Jackson staying alive.
And when 5 out of your first 6 spots in your batting order for Belmont Abbey are all conference selections, that says something.
Waiting on the payoff pitch, Gray.
On the way, in play over to short. Jones has it on 2 hops, throw to first. Got him by a step, 1 away.
That's a nice effort, though. Jackson got down that line pretty quick, and Utah was able to make the throw from short.
Good to see the infielders able to get it to Plunkett more cleanly. It was a struggle yesterday.
Especially early on in those first 2 innings. We were having errors left and right.
3 of them in total again for North Greenville, as it was 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and they kept it clean after that. Now here's the second baseman. This is Seth Hardings. He'll watch strike 1 go by.
Hamilton just fires right down the middle on that one. A lot of heat and a big, big pitch.
Hardings 2 for 4 yesterday with a pair of RBIs. Strike 2, fouled away.
Hamilton way ahead in the count here. It's good to get ahead in the count early in the game just to give you a lot of confidence and see if he can take his time here. And
Gardner did the same thing yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Waste pitch up high. See if he could get him to chase the curveball. Didn't offer at it. 1-2.
So a 1-2 count now for Hamilton.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away on the first strikeout here for Hamilton today. Base is empty for the first baseman, Connor Granger. 0 for 4, but did have an RBI.
That was a big strikeout. Now just an out away.
Granger, number 40, the redshirt freshman out of Tabor City, North Carolina, fouls the first pitch away, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Ooh, check swing. He offered at that. Strike 2.
Going back to that Pembroke-Columbus State game, I mean, you talk about teams that it wasn't really close at first, and then they fought back, and it was a game that obviously went extra innings, but a very good game in that.
And Hamilton wanting the call, won't get it. Ball 1. And he doesn't get the call there. Ball 2.
That was Lincoln Memorial. I apologize, Lincoln Memorial. That the Lincoln Memorial Pembroke game yesterday that went extra innings, and Pembroke got up big in that game. Gray Memorial came back and tied it up late.
Here's one in play over to Jones at short. High throw to Plunkett. Got him.
Woo, nice job by Plunkett to elevate. He can do that because he's 6'4", but, man, he was able to get that one and bring it down for the third out.
Braves go down in order, 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the top of the third. Due up for North Greenville. Alex Williams, the DH, will lead off. Josh Black and Utah Jones right behind him. Scoreless here on the Sunday afternoon. And this is NCAA baseball, part of the Southeast Regional here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the top of the third, Alex Williams, Josh Black, Utah Jones due up this inning for North Greenville. And Alex Williams, one of the players of the game, if I remember correctly, I gave it to both of the Williamses. And Alex, a home run, a double, a single, and another single as he finishes 4 for 5.
Yeah, we talked to him and Josh Black after the game. We had to choose 2, but it was hard because we wanted to choose all 3, but it was a good effort from Black and the Williams brothers yesterday, if you will.
And strike 1 way inside, but, well, call strike. Might have leaned into it, and that's home plate umpire didn't like that. 0-1. Whoa, woo. Thrown over his head.
We've got two collections, Gray. We have the Jones boys and the Williams boys. Let's see if one of those can get going early today.
Ball 1 sailing over the head of Alex Williams.
Came into this game hitting .310. 4 home runs on the season, 22 RBIs, and 27 hits.
And ball 2 right around the same location as that strike 1 was, but it's ball 2.
Good eye there by Alex Williams. See if he can get on and bring the top of the order back up. Gray, which pitcher will crack first now that both of the teams are getting around to the top of the order again? They'll see him a whole new time through the lineup. You gotta think that'll help.
It does, and it seems to be the question we ask every game is through the first couple of innings, if nobody scores, well, who's going to slip first?
North Greenville has had 2 chances.
2-2 count, and ball 3.
That's a good eye, but also a really good pitch by Tony. Tony was just trying to get Williams to think that was going to catch that outside corner. It did not. But, man, a good effort.
Full count. Offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the senior from Blue Ridge is sat down.
That's a big pitch from Jordan Tony. It really is. So once again, 1 out. And now the Crusaders will probably get a base runner because that's what they've done so far in the first 2.
Josh Black, as we're back to the top of the order, is due up. Number 8, the redshirt senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to third.
Black, a contact guy that can get on base and really steal the base path well. Not a power guy, still looking for his first home run of the season, but somebody who can put it in play just about 30-40% of the time.
Ball 1 missing low and away. Here comes a 1-0. Down the middle, strike 1.
A little bit too far inside for Black to turn on. He was up on the plate pretty good there and just couldn't get around quick enough to put it on that one.
One, high in the zone, 2-hopper to short. Charged on and throw to first is in time. And 2 away there as
Mobley had a great jump on it, and he was able to just grab it and sling it. Well, 2 outs, Gray. North Greenville, nothing going for him as of yet.
So bring up the shortstop, Utah Jones. He is 1 for 1 today, a single back in the first, a lone base runner in that inning.
Now, we have seen a lot of good pitching, Gray, but we haven't seen many games where we get to the 3rd, 4th, or 5th inning without any runs being scored.
That's been the case as their strike 1.
We've seen for the majority, a lot of early runs. Even for North Greenville in the loss to Columbus State, they had a home run that got on the board, so it wasn't like we were in the 7th inning looking for their first run. So this game has the ability to go on a little bit farther without a run.
Dropper foul, a third. That'll drop Jones behind 0-2. Yeah, these teams here in the Southeast Regional, they like to score, and they're not happy with 1 or 2.
So let's see if the Crusaders can get a little 2-out rally going now for Utah Jones, the junior.
The 0-2, lined into left. That drops down for a base hit.
Nice job by Utah with an 0-2 count. You talk about something that Landon Powell will love to look back on the stat sheet and see that. A 0-2 count, Utah Jones getting on base. That's big.
And at least Utah trying to get that top of the order going.
Yeah, and when you are a good hitter, that's when you're at your best, is when you can really put it in play with an 0-2 count. That says something. It really says a lot about a hitter.
Josh Black, he tried to get the top of the order going, so looks like it's Jones's turn today.
Now, Utah is not a guy who will steal a lot. Only 11 attempts on the season, 9 of those successful.
Here's the catcher, John Jones. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to third.
But look, nobody really covering second.
Low and inside, ball 1.
And as soon as I say that, Seth Hardings will go over, but he's playing out in the gap toward right field. And
the shortstop is way over toward third.
Mobley's not anywhere close. I wouldn't doubt to see Utah go, even though he doesn't steal a lot. With that gap, wouldn't be surprised.
He could probably do it.
That's a good pitch.
Strike 1.
Seems like Jordan Toney's kind of settling in. I mean, even though he just gave up a base hit, he has a lot of confidence in what his pitches are able to do, and he showed that so far.
Rhythm and repetition, 2 important things for a pitcher. And Tony's going to check over a first. Utah Jones only about a 3 or 4 step lead. Tony will draw set and offer to the plate. That is ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for John Jones, the senior. He is hoping that he can continue to produce. He don't want to play his last game this weekend.
And nobody wants to, but this has been a special season for North Greenville. They want more postseason hardware. And another check over to first. A couple more trophies for North Greenville this year. The regular season Conference Carolinas title and also the tournament title to go along with that.
And John Jones, a guy that we've talked about several times, Gray, that has had a special season his senior year here at North Greenville. But just the story of him transferring from South Carolina and getting a chance to play his senior season here has been one to talk about, and it's been special.
And at one point during the season, got his batting average to .455 and led the conference.
Wow. 387 coming into this game.
Still waiting on the 2-1. High in the zone to short, and bobbled by the shortstop, and no throw will come out of it.
Wow. I tell you what, that was going to be trouble anyways for Mobley, but Mobley may have been able to get Utah at Utah at second, but he bobbled that thing, and that allowed John Jones to get on the first base line. That is big. Even though there's 2 outs on the board, that is really big because he was just not able to grab that thing and throw it over.
That will go down as a hit as it flashed up on the scoreboard for John Jones. And he'll turn things over to Connor Grant, who's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to center. And he'll swing over the top of it for strike 1. A couple times this season, he's had some long balls that we called the Grant Slam.
Second on the team, 10 home runs on the season. One here would be big. I mean, really big if he could get a hold of one. Wind blowing in the favor of the batter right now.
And the sun is out.
It is a pretty
and expect
Sunday.
It to be out.
It is.
The 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
We got all the way through yesterday. We had about a 10-minute rain delay where it came down real hard, Gray, but the teams didn't leave the dugouts, and within 10 minutes we were playing again. So a really nice day yesterday as far as the weather went.
Yeah, I think we had the worst of it 2 days ago, and we're going to see this thing through to the end. Yeah, the South region, we'll have more on that here in a little bit. As there is a ball 2 missing inside, and they almost got Utah at second.
I tell you what, it was really close. Hardings came up with it and showed the umpire, hey, I got him. But, man, I was nervous. I thought that was going to be out in Lindy Hall. The second base umpire said that he did get back in, but that was a really close call at second base.
The South Regional being played down at Florida Southern, they've only gotten through 4 games.
Hate it for him.
Tony will check second again. Utah makes a step, and Grant sends it into left field. Foul off the batting cage.
If he straightens that thing out just a little bit, it might have gotten down, but Connor Grant's somebody that's, if you had to look at somebody in this North Greenville lineup and pick one of them that's really due to hit the ball, it'd be Connor Grant. I mean, he obviously coming into this game with a .382 average, not bad, but as far as timely hitting goes, this would be a very big swing if he could somehow put it over the wall or even just get a base hit, score 1.
If Tony will leave one up for him on the inside part of the plate to a right-hander especially, that's what you like to see. Here's a 2-2. Oh, called strike 3.
I'm not going to say much, but that was inside. That was really far inside.
Well, no runs on 2 hits for North Greenville. No errors. And 2 left on in what could have been a productive top of the third. Scoreless between North Greenville and UNC Pembroke. Hilton, Mobley, and Rivera due up for the Braves when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the third, UNC Pembroke with the DH. Helton due up. That is Elijah Helton and Jarrett Mobley and Roberto Rivera at the top of the order here. Helton and Mobley still need their first at-bats, and Rivera has already seen Hamilton through at least once. There we go for the bottom of the third. North Greenville leaving 2 on in the top half of the frame as Hamilton fires. Strike one past Helton. Went 1 for 5 yesterday against Lincoln Memorial. And on the line into left, and making the grab is Black.
Josh Black lays out for it. And what a grab by Josh Black.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke. Number 13, Jarrett Mobley.
And that's a tough play for him to make as he is playing fairly deep for the left fielder spot. 1 away here as he robs Helton of an extra base hit. And here is the shortstop who will swing at the first pitch. Brown off his glove. And that's going to let Mobley reach.
That was a hard hit ball, but like you said, Mobley will get on first because of it.
Well, they haven't scored it yet, but I'd chalk it up to a hit. And they will. This will turn things over to the center fielder, Roberto Rivera, 1 for 1 today with a single back in the first.
Yeah, he did have a nice single. And he's the guy who gets on base a good bit for this Pembroke team, and that's why he's in that leadoff spot where he is, center fielder for the Braves. Watches that one go by.
Yeah, but that was ball 1.
Or was it?
Who knows at this point? Looks like here for this game, that inside part of the zone is going to be a bit of a mystery. Looks for the bunt. Strike 1.
That was kind of low. Rivera thought it was too, and that's why he brought that bat back.
Yeah. I like the strategy, though, by Pembroke trying to bunt the runner over because they should get 1. Normally you start scoring, that starts breeding some more runs.
Well, hitting is contagious, and
yeah.
if one thing can do it, look at that.
Well, speak of the devil, there goes a shot to left field. Black won't be able to get to that one. Mobley's going to third on the tag. He's out!
How about that? Josh Black 2 times this inning, making a diving catch and gunning him out at third to Utah Jones, and I thought for sure he was going to be in safe, but Ryan Brown made a good tag on him.
Not in my house, says Josh Black.
Rivera has a lot of speed, and he got around that base path, and I thought for sure he was going to get in there, but could not do it. How about that from Josh Black? That's a big throw.
How about a 9-5 putout, too?
Still a runner in scoring position, but grade 2 outs.
Yeah, that helps out the cause tremendously. As here is the catcher, Trevor Clemens, 0 for 1 today. And ball 1 into Clemens. Clemens was able to move Rivera over back in the first, but they ended up leaving him stranded at second. As no official at bat for Clemens on that sacrifice.
Good thing, yeah, and you're right. There is a runner in scoring position, but the good thing is there's 2 outs, and even if they do hit it deep and try to sacrifice him over, they can't because there is only 1 out to be had. So, again, how about the play? That was just such a big play by Josh Black. Really 2 plays. I mean, he doesn't make those 2 plays, there's probably a run on the board for Pembroke.
Mobley trying to – I like the aggressiveness early, but It's still the bottom of the third. We still got 6 innings of ball at least left.
There's a ton of ball, and you've seen both teams a little aggressive. Pembroke more than North Greenville Gray, but I love the aggressiveness. I mean, I think it's a point in the season where you know what you can do, and you want to trust that in the lineup to come through, but at the same time, you're playing playoff baseball. This is an elimination game, and if you can sit here and be aggressive early and get runs across, in these playoff games, every run counts.
Yeah, both these teams have 1 loss, so you want to leave it on the table as strike 2.
Hamilton looks to be in a groove, and obviously the help from his defense has been great, but Hamilton and Tony both have been good so far.
They haven't really been the strikeout force. Most of it's been on the ground. Either way, that records an out. Here's a 1-2 and fouled away. Let's see if they have to send Rivera here too.
Rivera on second.
The double for Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a 1-2. Up high, dropped by the catcher. 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Clemens, 44 walks. That is the most on the team. There's a 2-2. Off the nose of the bat to short. Utah has it. Throw to first in time.
That's a good job by Utah Jones, being in the position where he's supposed to be. And that's, I'm telling you, both teams, we've seen a lot of good defense so far and really good pitching as well.
No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on as we are through 3. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Due up for North Greenville, Brown, Chandler, and Plunkett. Scoreless here in this Sunday elimination game on the North Greenville Sports Network. Welcome back to Playoff Baseball here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Ryan Brown, Jeffrey Chandler, Andrew Plunkett due up for North Greenville as gave Tony a few more extra warm-up pitchers. The throwdown just took place. Brown will come up to bat. Walked his last time up in the second. Each team with 3 hits, and Tony getting ready to hit the half-century mark in his pitch count. So what are we going to see here as we transition to the middle part of this game?
Hopefully some runs from either team, but we'll take the good pitching as well. It's fun to watch when you have really good pitching, and we have seen some nice pitches so far, and that one will be a strike.
There's strike 1. And off the nose of the bat, a weird hopper to second, and Not going to be able to grab that one off the glove of Hardings, and Brown will reach.
That is big for Ryan Brown, the senior, to get on base. He has one of the best on-base percentages on the team. In fact, he is second best on the team in the on-base percentage. So now, for the first time, no outs and a runner on.
And that's going to be charged as an error to Hardings, and I feel that's a bit unfair. Because that one took 2 hops, and then on the 3rd hop, it's almost like it spun sideways on this turf.
It was a hard hit. What can Jeffrey Chandler do?
Chandler 0 for 1 with a fly out to left his last time up. Kind of a slow swing through it, strike 1.
It was, and that's a big pitch from Jordan Toney, no doubt.
Chandler from Arizona as a throw over to first.
Oh, 1 count.
And missing up high.
That actually is a good call. That was a ball, and Chandler lays off on it.
Chandler did get a home run during Georgia College game yesterday, but only a single against Columbus State. A foul one off the first base side, strike 2.
Another long strike, and there's a lot of North Greenville fans here, obviously behind the backstop up on the hill, but a lot down the first base line as well, under the tents on the first base line, and the individual red tents down here almost in right field.
Well, that's a good place to be.
Oh, it's a great view. Really is.
Another pick over to first.
A 1-2 count now. And I asked Gray, I know you'll like this, talking about the pick off the first, you got so, not irritated, but it was kind of funny how many pickoff moves we saw the other day from Columbus State from Knowles.
Oh my goodness! That's either that probably was a ingenious strategy call because it really helped him control the pace.
I asked him. I said, "Is that something you do?" I talked to him yesterday at the end of this UNC Pembroke game, and for about 10 minutes, and I asked him. I said, "Is that something you do every game?" He said, "Yeah, I mean sometimes," but he said, "Really, he does that a lot. He does a lot early." Just to keep those runners over, and he said he goes by the mindset of if he does it early, late in the game, because he knows he's going to go late in the game. Late in the game, those same runners will know not to try to steal because he's held them back so many times early in the game. And
well, here we go.
Here we go, 3 in a row now. And this could be the same thing, but I don't think it is. I think this is a situation where Jordan Toney is
Brown's going to go. He's already got one today.
He is, and Jordan Toney's trying to keep him back, but at the same time, Jordan Toney may have a little bit of a sign difficulty with Trevor Clemens, or may not want to pitch to
Chandler.
Jeffrey Chandler.
He'll go to the plate this time, and Chandler will foul it off.
And that one is in one of the tents. Watch out.
Yeah, it was just frustrating to me to see the pickoffs from Knowles because he did it 6 times in an inning, all on one guy.
He said he does that quite a bit. A 1-2 count.
Offering to the plate. Chandler pops it up. High to right. Here comes Balcom, and he makes the grab. 1 away.
Well, 1 out and a runner on. I believe we've seen this before for North Greenville.
A base runner on every inning.
Yep. And 2 of those, I think we had a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, back in an inning ago. Here's Andrew Plunkett. He's 0 for 1 today. A fly out to right.
The senior trying to get his bat going.
First offering to him. High fly ball over to left. This one tailing away and foul.
Drifted right over the fence down that the third base line where the batting cages are. A warm day here on a Sunday, a beautiful Sunday afternoon it is for some college playoff baseball here in Tigerville. First time this has ever happened.
Yeah, and it hasn't been a complete washout. There's the 0-1. Ball one. And Plunkett, another one of the long list of transfers Coach Powell was able to get out of University of Tennessee. A lot of SEC schools on this roster. And I'll pick off over to first. Well, Tony's going to try and give Knowles a run for his money. That was his fifth pickoff attempt of this inning.
Yeah, it was. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out now.
And they'll have to plunk it off the pitcher's mound, and that'll go to the third base side. They'll charge it and throw to the base, and won't get him. Plunkett is safe.
How about that? I'll tell you what, you still got to give a lot of effort over there on the defense to Trey Jacobs because he still almost made that throw. I mean, that was just a bang-bang play at first.
Jacobs, he's already made 2, and he almost came up with a third.
I'm telling you what, that was off the pitcher, and now he's going to be checked on by the medical staff who have been set up down the third base line and done a good job all weekend. Hadn't had to do much, we hope, but they are out there checking on him now. And
I was hoping that one was low enough and went off the mound, but it did catch Tony on the way by.
I hate that. And now North Greenville will have a good chance. I mean, you can't stress this enough. It's playoff baseball. You've got 2 runners on with 1 out. Somebody's got to hit the baseball and put one of these runs across.
I mean, scoring wins you ball games, and you can't do that if you leave runners stranded. North Greenville against Georgia College ended up leaving 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 runners on yesterday, or 8 runners left on base.
And now we're going to see Jordan Toney get back on the mound and probably throw a few pitches.
Something we can do while they check out Toney, make sure he's okay. Look at some of the other regions around the Division II play. Mentioned the South region. They are struggling to get games in as all sorts of mess is rumbling over Florida. I can tell you Nova Southeastern beat Montevallo, and then Florida Southern, the 1 seed there, took them down. So Florida Southern advancing on. Tampa beat Albany State, and they match up against Delta State, who took down Mississippi College. So it looks like Tony's okay. He's going to stay in and deal to Jared Williams. Williams 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second. 2 on here with 1 out. Well, it's almost like a gifted opportunity to North Greenville. This is the next 2 hitters who you want up with runners on.
Yeah, absolutely.
If yesterday's any indication. And first pitch right to third. Chance for 2. They get second. High throw to first is off the bag.
I thought for sure we were going to see a double play, but like you said, the throw to first was not in time.
Now Plunkett, unfortunately, caught in the middle there on the 6-4 put out. Williams was able to reach on the fielder's choice. Now with 2 outs, first and third here for North Greenville. Alex Williams up to the plate. 4 for 5 performance yesterday against Georgia College. He's 0 for 1 here with a strikeout, against UNC Pembroke.
Well, Alex Williams has one job in this situation. There are 2 outs, but if you can just get a base hit, we have a good pitcher on the mound in Jordan Toney. We really do. But a base hit scores that runner that's 90 feet from home plate.
Yeah, just get it in play. Try and send it through the gaps. There's a good gap over to right now, and that's that favors Williams as he will slide in on the lefty side. Toney ready to deal and looking for the bunt.
Wow. We saw a suicide squeeze yesterday that was successfully scored a run. But
yeah, Josh Black pulled it off.
Yeah, not with 2 outs, though. So 0-1 count now. Williams taking his time.
Toney had to wait on the signal. Now the 0-1. And a foul ball. That one caught Williams.
Well, that's a good thing it was foul, because if that would have been just a little blooper, that would have been an easy out and an easy way to end the inning for the Braves. But how about this? I mean, you talking about a game that looks like 2 evenly matched teams so far, and the pitching performance from Jordan Toney and Blake Hamilton so far has just been lights out. They've allowed base runners on, but the defense has been there behind them.
Well, Williams, only no more room to spare here at the 0-2. Toney check over to first, to the plate. Ball 1.
1-2 count now. A good eye by the senior, Alex Williams.
3 teams have already been eliminated here from the Southeast Regional. Georgia College, the 2 seed, the 6 seed Wingate Bulldogs, and the 7th seed last night, Lincoln Memorial Rail Splitters. And this game is going to make it 4. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Williams down on strikes. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error. And 2 left on, including the first run of this game left 90 feet away. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 4th, due up for UNC Pembroke will be Balcom, Jacobs, and Jackson. We come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the bottom of the 4th, and the right fielder for UNC Pembroke, this is Ethan Balcom. He is 0 for 1 today with a ground out to 3rd, and on the first pitch, right back to Brown at 3rd. Over to Plunkett, 1 away.
That's a good way to start the inning, and we mentioned the pitching has been very good for both teams. Hamilton and Toney have both been exceptional, but the defense behind them has been very, very good.
Oh, it has been absolutely fantastic. North Greenville able to get to 3rd, but nobody's been able to get them home yet. Let's bring up the third baseman, Trey Jacobs. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to Josh Black in left. Hamilton fires. Ball 1.
1-0 count.
One 0. In the same area, strike 1. There's a 1-1. Off the nose of the bat, deep to left. Black going for it, and on the warning track, makes a grab.
Just a couple of feet from the fence.
That's the deepest anybody's been able to get in this game. Jacobs with about 3 feet short, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Luke Jackson. He's 0 for 1 day, ground out to Utah at short.
So 2 quick outs for the Crusaders, and that might give more life to Hamilton, just to keep his arm more fresh.
And he'll swing at the first pitch, and yeah, that one off the catcher, I believe. Don't think he got a piece of it. Either way, it's strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Chopper foul, a third, strike 2.
Hamilton's done a good job. He really has. Now 0-2 in the count, way ahead. He can waste 2 pitches here if he'd like to and just see if he can get him to chase a little bit. See if he can get Luke Jackson to chase down low as he's trying to get other batters to do so.
Only 1 strikeout for him, but he's done a good job of forcing the ground out.
He goes low, trying to get him to chase downstairs. They do not chase.
Well, he's not getting what he wants on the inside. He's trying to see if he can get anything on the outside. 1-2. Over Hamilton's glove into center field.
That is going to be a base hit for Luke Jackson. The junior gets on base, and Hamilton just needed to be about 4 inches tall to get that one. Really can't put the blame on Hamilton there, or it was a tough play for Jared Williams, too.
Yeah, that one was slow, but it kept pace to stay in front of the glove of Williams coming over, trying to keep it in the infield. As the second baseman, Seth Hardings, will come up. He's 0 for 1 today with Hamilton's lone strikeout. Bottom of the 4th, scoreless. Each team now with 4 hits. Hamilton to Hardings will throw over to first. Hamilton might try and repay Tony for the top of the 4th. Picking on Ryan Brown. And a very interesting pitch there. And it won't even count as a pitch, as Hardings called time about probably as late as you can call it and get away with it.
Harding's trying to rattle Hamilton in any way he can, just to throw him off his game.
Will we have a confirmed pitch to the plate? Yes. Strike 1.
That's a good inside pitch. What about the location there by 35?
Well, if we can lock down where the inside edge is, we'll be good to go.
Might be different this time.
Yeah. There's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled off. Strike 2.
How many times in this game, especially in these last couple of innings, has Hamilton been ahead? I mean, he's doing a good job of throwing that first pitch strike, and then a lot of times they'll foul off, and he's just done well so far.
He only had 1 full count to deal with, so that's good for him. A lot of 2-2 counts. There's the 0-2. And called strike 3.
How about that pitch?
Froze him, too.
It's a big pitch from Hamilton.
No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on for Pembroke. We'll head to the top of the fifth, still scoreless, as we look for Josh Black, Utah Jones, and John Jones coming up next here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the top of the fifth with Josh Black leading it off for North Greenville. He is 0 for 2 today, a pair of groundouts. Utah Jones, on the other hand, is 2 for 2. John Jones rounding up the order due up for this inning. He's 1 for 2. Well, I think everybody, yes they have. Everybody's been through twice to see Tony, so is somebody going to get to him this time around? North Greenville left 2 on last inning, including a run 90 feet away, which would have given them the lead. And there's ball 1.
We have seen, I think this has been just about the best defensive pitch-on-pitcher performance that we've seen all weekend.
Yeah,
it really has.
Able to keep things level. Who's going to blink first?
Telling you what.
And the scores IRAV wrote down as ball 2 goes by Black. Nobody's been shut out here in the Southeast Regional. Everybody's been able to score runs. In fact, the least amount of runs scored was by the UNC Pembroke team. They only scored 2 against Columbus State. So everybody's been able to score as Black's got a 3-0 count here.
Well, that's another thing that these pitchers, Jordan, Tony, and Blake Hamilton, that's another thing that they've done good, and they've done a lot good today, but they hadn't put a ton of runners on because of a walk. They have not had allowed base on balls a lot.
Here's a 3-0, and Tony fires strike 1.
Well, in that situation, it's your job just to, Josh Black, you don't swing at that.
No.
Unless it's on a tee. You just don't swing.
See if they give him the green here on the 3-1. He will go after it into left field. That one shallow, but not shallow enough.
It just did not dive as fast as he would like it. And that's been the story. Every pitch has been hit out to the outfield. Luke Jackson doing a good job there.
1 away here for Utah Jones. See if he can keep his perfect day going. 2 for 2, a pair of singles.
The old saying, hit them where they ain't, really isn't holding true so far today because everybody's hitting them right to the other team. Being too friendly. They got to hit it where the green is.
Yeah, there's plenty of it. Swing and a miss on strike 1. There goes the sinker Tony's been favoriting so far. What it is, North Greenville hitters, they seem to want to chase stuff down low in the zone. That's what they did against Knowles. And Tony, if they're not careful, Tony's going to keep going right back to it.
Yeah, and I think that's a product of being an aggressive team. You look all season long at the hitting statistics for North Greenville. They hit the ball so much, they're aggressive. You can't be a good hitting team and not be aggressive, and that just comes with it, and that's part of the what you just said, Gray. They swing at a lot of things they shouldn't.
Jones underneath it popped up foul. And just like that, Tony's got him behind 0-2.
And you got to think, as far as pitching goes, for Tony and Hamilton both, and I know UNC Pembroke's used a lot of their bullpen, a lot more than North Greenville, but they're going to ride Tony and Hamilton. I think both teams are. Even if they could go 9, they might, because the winner of this game is going to have to win a lot of games.
Base hit there for Utah Jones. We'll move him up to 3 for 3. Now can he get moved around?
Based on history?
Yeah.
I mean, man, this is probably the best part of the lineup you would want through the plate with 1 out. And I think this is the 4th or 5th time I've said this. North Greenville now has a runner on first with 1 out.
Let's bring up the catcher, John Jones, 1 for 2. He singled his last time up back in the 3rd. He'll have Utah over at first. Tony draws set. He's ready to offer. The lefty fires and off speed as Jones way out in front of that for strike 1.
We've seen a lot of big swings, and that was one from Jones. We saw one to end the inning from Alex Williams. North Greenville knows a big hit could really win this game and put yourself in a good spot. But how about the pitching from Jordan Tony?
Here's the 0-1.
And that's what I was telling you before the game, Gray. This pitcher, Jordan Tony, don't have the best ERA, a 6.38, but in the playoffs, you throw that ERA out the window. It really,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can't go off of an ERA for the season because this is just such a different animal.
I had a pickoff over to first, so we're still waiting on the 0-1. And runner goes, throw is low, and off target to second. And Utah's going to get up and go to third as it goes into right field.
He almost could have went home.
Yeah, just about.
That one went deep into right field. Rivera had to track it. Knowles was there. This is the best situation of the day for the Crusaders. Only 1 aboard, but that one is 90 feet from breaking the ice for either team. Again, we're scoreless here in the top of the 5th.
That almost Pembroke looked stunned that one rolled into right field, and for a couple of seconds there, nobody went for it, and Utah, sensing that, jumps over to third.
Good awareness by Utah Jones. Let's see if the other Jones can make Pembroke pay here. I told you earlier in the first grade, whichever of these starters goes the longest, I would be willing to bet that's what team wins. And if you can just break the ice and get on the board, put a little pressure on them, it may change the game.
John Jones with a 1-1 count. And ball 2.
And again, a really nice crowd here in Tigerville today. Probably a couple hundred people here.
Right, talk about North Greenville's aggressiveness. They are 45-9. How many times you willing to bet they score double-digit runs?
Too many, probably.
As Jones sends a high chopper right to the shortstop. They're going to throw home. And Jones avoided the tag.
Wow, I didn't know. I couldn't tell. When we're from our position, you could not tell if Trevor Clemens' left hand went for a swipe. I just could not tell if Clemens went down and got him or not. But, man, what gutsy base running from Utah Jones.
Somehow able to slide underneath that. That was an early slide he had to start.
Well, we've said it all weekend. You can slide from center field and get home on this turf. I mean, this turf, especially with a little bit of rain on top.
And here comes Coach out from the Pembroke from the dugout.
Looking to see if that's Coach O'Neill, and that is Coach O'Neill. Yep, Coach O'Neill's going to come out.
Well, the deadlock is broken here in the top of the 5th. Utah Jones scores. As John Jones will bat him in.
And what did I tell you early on and back in the second grade, when a game like this is so good defensively and good pitching, you've got to be ultra aggressive on the base path. And Pembroke was. They came out early, and they were stealing bases. And I think in a game like this, you've got to be so aggressive because this is one of those games that could finish up 1-0 or 2-3, 3-2 or something like that. A very low-scoring game, and it's paid off for North Greenville.
To answer the question I posed earlier about double-digit runs, North Greenville has scored 10 or more runs 22 times.
So 1 out still here in the top of the 5th. A runner aboard for the Crusaders.
Here we go. Connor Grant, 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout looking. Runner on first here with 1 away. Looking for the bunt. And take strike 1.
Connor Grant, somebody that could make a difference here in this at-bat. You do only have 1 out, so a bunt could be interesting here to move that runner over to second.
And at the same time, Grant's another guy who can beat the throw.
Yeah, and Grant's the guy who can also rear back and put it over the wall, so various options.
Yeah, Tony a little bit more jumpy now. So he's throwing over to first.
And like I said, over and over, I'll say this until it proves untrue, Gray, but whoever scores that first run is that's big because these two pitchers have been awesome. I mean, they really have. And if you can just put a little pressure, put a little, maybe 2 or 3 guys on the base path and put more pressure on Tony or whether it be Hamilton for the counterpart, it's big.
Ooh, ball 1 scoots inside.
Yeah, that was way inside. Grant had to back up just to avoid being hit. Waiting on now, it will be the 80th pitch of the day for Jordan Toney.
I wonder if he's starting to reach the wear-out point.
Just halfway there.
Yeah. And that one hit him.
Yeah, it sure does. In the lower leg, it hits Grant. And Grant will take his base. So 1-2. Runners on for North Greenville in the heart of the order to the plate.
And we'll turn things over to Ryan Brown, who was walked today. He stole second and reached on an error.
This is that pressure I was talking about.
No, this is a danger zone.
Yeah. See if they can get some more runs across. 6 hits on the day for the Crusaders, 4 for the Braves.
Pembroke's got 1 warming in the bullpen, so how much longer will Tony go for? Ball 1. A winner here gets Columbus State. Start time for that game slated at 3:30. And you got to win twice today, twice tomorrow if you want to be a regional champion. If you're coming out of this part of the bracket. But all Belmont Abbey's got to do is they just got to win once. Next pitch. Strike 1.
So a 1-1 count, 1 out. Crusaders threatening.
How about this? 2 Conference Carolina schools, 2 Peach Belt schools left.
Well, that's 4 very good teams left. Columbus State, Belmont Abbey, Pembroke, and North Greenville. And this one, after this game, Gray, be 1 less.
Mm-hmm. Here's a 1-1.
And UNC Pembroke, they lost back in day 1, rather.
And Pembroke's going to try and turn 2 here. They will. And just like that,
wow,
Brown grounds into the 6-4-3 double play.
And you know, I said earlier, Tony has been phenomenal. But, again, the defense behind both pitchers has been what keeps a lot of these runs off the board. Again, the Pembroke defense coming up big.
Well, North Greenville has the lead. Now they got to keep it. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and they leave 2 stranded. Actually, none stranded after the double play. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. North Green will keep the lead. Hamilton with a slim lead will take it over as he'll have to face off against Granger, Helton, and Mobley when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Bottom of the fifth, UNC Pembroke now trailing 1-0 to North Greenville. As we'll have Granger, Helton, and Mobley due up here in the bottom half of the inning. Granger 0 for 1 today, a ground out to short. And he'll go after the first pitch, miss it, strike one.
Early aggressiveness from the Braves. They do know they trail by 1, but that 1 run can be made up quickly.
If Hamilton gets these guys jumping early, he might be settling into a very strong groove as a high chopper to Brown, throw across the diamond, low, but did Plunkett hang on to it? Yes.
How about that? That was a good throw by Ryan Brown, but just a little bit low and toward the right field, if you will, and you got to give Andrew Plunkett today, Gray, at first. He's been good. He'll scoop up anything and jump as high as he needs to.
I still bet he's wishing his infielders to give him a break. They've had him stretching every which way.
They have. He stretched out pretty good. So 1 out.
Elijah Helton next up. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left, and he'll take strike one.
Helton was the player who put the ground rule double in the broadcast booth yesterday, Gray.
Yeah.
You missed that.
Been waiting 5 years for a ball to make it out here. Strike two on the duster from Hamilton.
In the game after you leave, it happens.
Yeah. That's not fair.
I'll protect you today if it
comes
to you.
0-2. Misses downstairs, 1 and 2.
Hamilton still ahead. He can waste another pitch here if he needs to.
1-2. High chopper to Jones at short. He's got it. Throw to Plunkett. Stretches out and makes the out.
That one was close because that was a slow hopper that Utah was able to get his hands on. And I'm telling you, man, this has been if you like a good defensive old school baseball game, this has been your game to watch. Just 1 run so far, really good pitching, really good defense in the outfield, infield, all of the above. I mean, this has just been a good game.
Here is the shortstop, Jarrett Mobley. 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the third and fouls away the first pitch for strike one.
And Hamilton's got a pretty good beat on these guys because he's throwing a pitch consistently that's getting them to foul off or ground out. And there have been a lot of balls kept in the infield today from Hamilton.
He's got a first pitch strike. All batters this inning. As misses inside, ball 1.
When that first pitch strikes something that can't go unnoticed, that's big. It just keeps him ahead in the count. And Pembroke hadn't been really aggressive on that first pitch strike. They've watched it go by a lot of times.
Well, there's ball 2 missing.
I've seen that call.
A couple down low.
Things today, by the way.
Yeah.
So a 2-1 count now.
And Mobley calls time.
No runners on. The Crusaders just need 1 more out.
Ball 3.
And when Hamilton today has been ahead in the count, that was the pitch that he's been trying to get everybody to chase. And they've done a good job of not chasing, but he's throwing that low outside pitch.
Swung on through the gap, but foul.
Calm, cool, and collective has been Hamilton today.
Strike 2, full count to Mobley.
A strike away from retiring the side are the Crusaders.
And through 4 2/3, only the second full counts Hamilton's only had to deal with. Payoff is called strike 3.
How about that pitching from Blake Hamilton?
I don't believe it.
Well, believe it. It's true.
He gets the Braves to go down in order for the second time this game. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the 6th. North Greenville leads 1-0 over UNC Pembroke. Jeffrey Chandler, Andrew Plunkett, Jared Williams due up when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the top of the 6th on the North Greenville Sports Network. And UNC Pembroke will send a new pitcher to the mound. So Tony's day is done. Jordan Toney started. And his day will come to an end as this is number 22, Anthony Burke.
New pitcher.
And go over Tony's numbers here after the first pitch from Burke. He has to deal with Chandler Plunkett and Jared Williams. And strike 1. See the numbers on Tony. He will go 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run. It wasn't earned. Walked 1, struck out 3. Hit 1 batter, no extra base hits allowed. As Chandler will lift one high, deep to center.
Deep,
back to the wall, and Rivera's got it on the warning track.
Rivera's back was to the wall. That's a big catch by him.
Tony will finish with 83 pitches thrown.
That was the deepest ball we've seen hit.
Yeah, that beat out the other one an inning ago by Pembroke.
Here comes Plunkett.
And Burke's numbers, 3.21 ERA, 9 wins, 3 losses. It'll be his 16th appearance as he fires strike 1 into Plunkett. 112 innings pitched for Burke. That is
one of the top relievers.
Yeah, that is almost double the person second on the team behind him as a high shot into left field from Plunkett. He takes a turnaround first. He wants two. Here comes the throw. Is late. Plunkett stays on the bag, and he has a one-out double.
Plunkett was killing that turf. I mean, he was grinding all the way to first just as fast as he could run, and he gets in safe. That's a big double because, again, one out as normal for these Crusaders in this game, but a runner in scoring position, and the Crusaders need more than one run to have this nice cushion. And a new pitcher, Gray, when this new pitcher came in, this is Burke, a good pitcher, and I think what they're trying to do is they feel that obviously Tony was coming to the end of his leash, but I guess they were just trying to keep these Crusaders off balance one more time through the lineup.
Needless to say, Burke, good might be an understatement for him. 19 walks, 92 strikeouts. Jared Williams will take ball one with Plunkett on second. Williams is grounded out to second and reached on a fielder's choice.
The good thing is the Crusaders' bats were already heating up, and they're starting to heat up now. Even when you put a new pitcher in, a lot of times the offense will still benefit just because they're in a groove, and as we all know, hitting is so contagious.
And ball two.
So a 2-0 count now. The Williams boys up next. Here and next.
Waiting on a 2-0. Oh, a spinoff. There's some of the chants from the North Greenville dugout and the visitor dugout for the second straight game. Williams fouled it away.
Yep, right on top of where the cross ties are. A lot of people up there sitting.
Anthony Burke, a right-handed senior out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. He's a transfer out of the college of Charleston. Two-one to Williams. Low chopper right to short. High throw, but in time.
A good throw from short, and that was indeed in time, Gray, and that's Jarrett Mobley on the throw.
Two away, and Plunkett able to move over to third. That'll bring up the DH, Alex Williams. After his 4-for-5 performance yesterday against Georgia College, he has gone 0 for 2, both times striking out.
So a runner 90 feet away for the Crusaders. 2 outs.
They've got the right field gap covered. They have shifted Hardings over to that to try and cover as much ground over to the right as possible.
Gray, Alex Williams ended the last inning with a big strikeout.
Off the nose of the bat, that caught a piece of the pitcher's mound, but again, it goes right to Mobley, who will fire and retire Williams.
I'll tell you what, how about the duo of Mobley and Jacobs at short and third for these Braves? They've been just terrific, and still a one-run game.
That left side has been covered well for UNC Pembroke, but North Greenville with the edge right now. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on. North Greenville has left a runner on every single inning. As we head to the bottom of the sixth, due up for Pembroke will be the top of the order in Rivera, Clemens, and Balcom when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the bottom of the 6th, Blake Hamilton will return for North Greenville to the mound. He'll have to deal with Rivera, who is perfect today, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Clemens and Balcom also due up. 1-run lead for North Greenville. First offering to Rivera. Strike 1. Pembroke sending Anthony Burke in last inning as Rivera takes strike 2 to try and keep this game at 1. Here we go, 2. Ball 1. Now wait on the 1-2, and Rivera fouls it off.
This is a big pitch.
1-2. Popped him up. Shallow right. Williams going for it and avoids the collision with Chandler and makes the grab one away.
Chandler trying to take out his knees.
Williams had a beat on it the whole way and I never saw Chandler coming, and just good avoidance there.
There's one out.
So after the close call, here is the catcher for UNC Pembroke. Yeah, often, I don't like seeing that. Somebody's got to call for it. Because that's how you see a lot of outfielders get hurt that way. Here's Trevor Clemens, and he'll take ball 1. Clemens 0 for 1 today. And now Hamilton able to curve in for a strike. 7 hits today for North Greenville, but only 1 run to show for it. 4 hits for Pembroke. No runs as Hamilton, he's starting to get up to 70, and there it goes for ball 2.
You can hear the fans in the crowd not liking that call.
Well, no, they're just pointing out that the color of his shirt is indeed blue.
That's what it is.
There's a 2-1 off the nose of the bat to left. Black drawing a bead, makes the grab. 2 away.
Black just had to come in just a little bit, and man, this is just an unbelievable game.
Here is Ethan Balcom. He is 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out 2/3 both times.
And look who's arriving. Look who's arriving over down the third base line in red today.
Columbus State. They will have the 3:30 game to take on the winner of this one. Strike 1. Columbus State dropping to the loser's bracket after Belmont Abbey defeated them 7-3 last night. Bet they want to rematch with Belmont Abbey.
Or do they?
All right, yeah, that's true. Fouled off to put Balcom behind 0-2. Yeah, Belmont Abbey 22 runs across 2 games. And really, let's see, 27 across 3 because they scored 5 against Wingate. The 0-2. Waste pitch up high, no offer, 1-2.
If you're joining us for this game and you want to see one of these teams again, one of them will be playing at 3:30. It could be.
Well, check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't.
Did not go. So if you want to come watch one of these games, 3:30 should be a good game between Columbus State and North Greenville or UNC Pembroke, one of the teams. Bottom of the 7th, grade 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, excuse me.
Hamilton will offer. A two-hopper over to Brown again, and the Plunkett got him.
Now we'll head to the 7th.
Yes. That is Pembroke going down in order again. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll at the top of the 7th. North Greenville leads by 1. Chandler, Plunkett, and Jared Williams due up for North Greenville when we come back here at the NCAA Southeast Regional on our North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the top of the 7th. North Greenville leading it off with Jeffrey Chandler, Andrew Plunkett, Jared Williams. A one-run game here in the top of the 7th. Winner gets Columbus State, who is along the third base side. And then the winner of that gets to play Belmont Abbey. And strike 1 into Chandler.
Add twice on the end of that sentence. You get them twice if they win the first one.
I don't know where I was in the batting order, but it's Josh Black, Utah Jones, and John Jones. I guess I was looking at the wrong inning.
It's okay.
Well, trying to get that top of the order working as Black grounds over to second and is one away.
I think every position player on the defense has made an out. Like every player. We've hit it to the left, right, center, short, third. I mean, just about everybody.
Let's see. There's third covered. There's center covered. There's left covered. Second, short, strikeout for the pitcher. There's right.
I told you.
We don't have a three unassisted, though.
Okay.
And driven deep to center. Utah Jones right to Rivera on the grab. He caught that.
What a play by Rivera. What a play.
Well, Burks only needed 4 pitches to get 2 outs. Here comes the catcher, John Jones, as that will break up Utah's perfect day. He falls to 3 for 4. John Jones 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. And Burke offers ball 1.
A little bit low on that one. So 2 outs in the inning now.
Well, Burke threatening to end the runner streak left here by North Greenville. They left a base runner on as Jones did not offer. Well, apparently he did. Strike 1. And 1-1. Strike 2.
And as you said, Gray, Columbus State, the onlookers, watching this game down the third base line.
Well, they got to see that nice defensive play.
Sure did.
There's a 1-2. Jones into left field for a base hit.
He's had a pretty good day.
That's his 3rd hit. He picks up He'll pick up at least 3 singles today. And keeps the inning going down to the center fielder, Connor Grant. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Well, the two Joneses are 3 for 4 today.
So 2 outs in the side, but the Crusaders do have Jones on first.
And the first offering, he'll swing at it, foul it off, strike 1.
Oh, 1 count. Anthony Burke still on the mound for Braves.
I love how even the live stats reflect that Rivera made a diving catch.
It was impressive.
And a pickoff there, still waiting for the 0-1 from Burke. And it's 0-2.
Grant waiting, being patient now, watching those go by.
Yeah, he's got to do something here, unless he is absolutely sure it is outside. 2 strikes, 2 outs against him. Burke on the offer. Ooh, low and away.
Being patient. This game has slowed down a little bit this inning with Burke just taking his time. That has changed when that base runner did get on. Jones at first.
The 1-2 is over to first. John Jones, despite being a catcher, 10 for 12 on stolen bases.
1-2 count.
Grant will swing at it as Jones was going, and it's fouled off.
Good effort. Good effort from John Jones.
A bit late on the swing from Grant.
John Jones 10 for 12. In the stolen base category, 12 attempts, 10 successful. I think he would have had that one, the way the defense is playing right now for Pembroke. Mobley way out in left field.
And the offering is hit right to him. He will flip to second, and the side is retired.
Again, Gray, such good defense by both teams. And North Greenville has put one on, but is there a team that's going to bust this thing open? I guess we'll have to find out.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on here in the top of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Ray B. Dillard Field for the first time on this Sunday afternoon. We'll head to the bottom. Coming up, Jacobs, Jackson, and Harding's due up for the Braves when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the bottom of the 7th, Jacobs, Jackson, and Hardings due up for the Braves. They trail by 1. And Jacobs will come to the plate 0-2 as he has flown out to Josh Black and left both times.
Well, he had a great day yesterday with a walk-off to win the game for Pembroke, and has had a phenomenal day today on the defense. So let's see if he can get the bat going.
And Blake Hamilton, absolutely filthy out there getting that pitch to go inside.
And Blake's still in the 70s as far as the pitch count goes. He has been so efficient.
He's gotten Pembroke to go down in order 2 straight innings as this one hit into center field for a base hit.
So Trey Jacobs gets his first hit of the game. No outs. And Gray, Luke Jackson represents the go-ahead run.
It's only the second time today Pembroke's been able to get the leadoff man aboard. I'll turn things over to the left fielder, Luke Jackson.
That's a big difference in yesterday's game for North Greenville. In today's game, only 2 leadoffs aboard so far. Seemed like every inning the leadoff was on board yesterday.
Yeah, Georgia College did it just about every other inning, and Jackson 1 for 2 today. He singled his last time up in the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
That off-speed stuff's been really good for Blake. That hit, just the very last hit came on a fastball.
Coach Powell's got the confidence in him. Nobody in the NGU bullpen.
I would agree with it. No reason to put anybody in the bullpen yet.
Now waiting on the 1-1. A chopper foul at third. And that's a tough call to make because you don't know whether you're going to have a game or not coming up in just about a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially, if you win, you have to play a doubleheader today.
Yep. 0-2 count. Hamilton way ahead.
2 batters, 2 first pitch strikes again there for Hamilton. Time called. No 2. No offer, 1-2.
Trying to get him to chase outside. Another pitch to waste here if Hamilton wants to.
Hamilton's been good at that. He's been able to keep them guessing, and he's frozen them more than a few guys today.
Keeping them honest at first.
Three strikeouts today for Hamilton, 2 of them looking. And a pick over at first. Plunkett doing a cartwheel over Jacobs.
Trying to dodge the traffic there. So the count remains 1-2 after the throw over. A little BP action going on for Columbus State down the third base line.
Here's a 1-2. And strike 3 is taken.
How about that? Blake got him to chase, and that's a really big pitch for the first out.
One away here for the second baseman, Seth Hardings, who is 0 for 2, and he has fell victim to Hamilton's strikeouts twice.
Harding's a sophomore. Came into the game hitting .371 on the season. You said struck out twice. And that is puts him at 39 strikeouts on the season.
And ball 1 on the slider outside.
Still a runner on first for the Braves, so the chance of a double play remains alive. Force now at first and second.
Yeah, before that leadoff single by Jacobs, Hamilton hadn't allowed a runner since the 4th. There's a 1-0. Hard hit right to Brown at third. He'll try and double him up. He does!
How about that? That's a big play, and if that don't get you fired up, you can hear the fans here today all excited. How many times have I said the defense has really just got the inning over really for both teams? Pembroke and North Greenville both putting on a show, and that only gets better.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on through 7. We head to the top of the 8th. Due up for North Greenville will be Brown, Chandler, and Plunkett. 1-run game here between North Greenville and UNC Pembroke in the Southeast Regional on the North Greenville Sports Network. Ryan Brown will lead off the top of the 8th here for North Greenville. Brown has walked today, reached on an error, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play.
Brown, the 5-hole hitter for the Crusaders. As you said, that's his stats for today. He came into this game hitting .314, so let's see if the senior can get us going.
Listed as 0 for 2, also has a stolen base back in the 2nd inning. And he'll run through strike 1.
Almost looked like he was going to try to slap bunt it, as you see in softball. But now all of a sudden you're going to see Seth Hardings come out and say something.
Anthony Burke's still out there.
He is. Hardings going to go talk to Burke for a minute. Wind picking up, blowing out toward right field.
Of course it is. It's always blowing in toward us.
Feels good.
And that's going to, Brown a lefty here, that's going to help him out if he can get a good deep one. And lays off ball 1.
And Burke, I mean, he came in for Tony, who I thought Tony pitched a really good game.
Lasted 5 innings.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they put Burke in when they did. I didn't think Tony was completely done yet, but here's a hit.
To deep short. Turn and fire on the throw, not in time, and Mobley's made great defensive plays today, but I don't think that one had a chance.
And that's not on Mobley.
No
shortstop in college baseball can make that throw. He was in left field having to throw that on the run to first, and that's not on him at all. That's a good base hit.
I highly doubt half the shortstops in the MLB can do that.
That was a hard throw to make. It's a little offense going for North Greenville, trying to get the offense going. 1 runner on.
Here is Jeffrey Chandler, 0 for 3, has flown out to left, center, and right.
So the hitter who came into this game hitting .359, looking for his 61st hit of the season.
Pickoff over to first. Brown does have a stolen base, so probably going to see a lot of that from Burke.
Keeping him honest. Got to make sure Brown stays back over at his base.
Inside, ball 1 to Chandler.
The lowest scoring game as of yet in this tournament. 1-0 is the score.
That previous record held Columbus State North Greenville only 4-3.
The throw back to first, still a 1-0 count.
And that one hit him.
Sure did, in the arm.
Yeah, up high toward the shoulder. That's got to Those are stingers you don't like.
So, a little trouble for the Braves. Let's see if Burke can get out of it as 2 runners are on base here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, Burke's got him in a tight spot here, nobody out, and a catcher out there to talk to him. No coach mound visit. Actually, yes, this will be a mound visit.
And this might be the end of Burke's day. And here comes Coach Paul O'Neill in his 18th season.
Third base umpire waiting for the signal over here.
We're going to have a interview with one of these teams at the end, and all these interviews with the coaches have been uploaded to the YouTube channel and the website.
YouTube.com/North Greenville Sports Network.
That's right. And we will talk to the losing coach after this game. Paul O'Neill hopes right now it's not him, and Landon Powell also hopes he's not doing an interview after this game. Because the winning coach can't do an interview because he has to turn around and play again. Hey, they'll get a little bit of a break, though. Probably an hour.
Yeah, but this whole NCAA Division II baseball tournament has not been kind to 1 seed. 7 of the 8 1 seeds have a loss, and 3 of them have been eliminated completely from the tournament, including the defending national champions, Westchester.
You can hear the fans not happy because this meeting has gone on for a while, and there's been no change. And there's not going to be a change, it doesn't look like.
Even Coach Powell coming out halfway to the plate to voice his opinion on the matter.
Just taking forever.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to make a change, pull him.
Trying to stop the contagiousness of the hitting. That's all Coach Paul O'Neill's doing. This baseball, just trying to put a break in the monotony and see if the defense can get some help here for Burke.
Plunkett 2 for 3 with a single and a double today.
That's a good guy to have at the plate right now with no outs.
Transfer out of the University of Tennessee. Takes ball 1.
Two runners on for the Crusaders. Wind blowing out toward right field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Tigerville.
What rain? Here's a 1-out. Strike 1.
Must have caught that inside corner.
That's the inside edge.
Huh.
Yeah. Where has it been?
Coach Powell in the North Greenville dugout now up and a little active.
A 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Going after the high heat is Andrew Plunkett.
Jared Williams waiting on deck. Alex Williams in the hole, so even if Plunkett is out here, it's not the end because Williams and Williams up next.
And no outs, like you said. A good opportunity for the Crusaders to add on to their 1-0 lead.
They've got to. It's one-run games. It's too nerve-wracking. Here's a 1-2. Plunkett fouls it off. Good cut.
Plunkett staying alive. Fouls it off down the first base line up on top of the hill. One ball and 2 strikes.
Now spin around the second, off the second baseman's glove, but not enough to advance.
Brian Brown stays.
The pickoffs to first, they can be iffy sometimes. Those spins off and throws to second. Those you got to be sure on, or else it's going to end up in center field, and you're in more hot water than you were before. A 1-2. Cut by Plunkett, fouled off again. It's making Burke work that much more.
Still a 1-2 count. Burke has slowed this thing down a good bit.
Yeah, Plunkett trying to pay him back a little bit, too. Here's the 1-2. Ball 2.
Upstairs on that one. And obviously with base runners on, that's what a pitcher will do, is Anthony Burke, the senior, hoping this isn't his last game, so just taking his time and trying to settle in and get in a groove and get these runners out and really just get a 1 out of the inning. Still no outs in the top of the 8th.
Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Whew. Plunkett just wanted that one big time and could not connect.
Well, with 1 away, I'll bring up Jared Williams, who has reached on a fielder's choice. The only time to get on base today, other than that, has been ground out 2 times.
A little action going on in the North Greenville bullpen. They would love, ideally, North Greenville would love to get some runs here, get a little bit more cushion. If they are going to take Hamilton out, put somebody in and see if he can go the distance. Next 2 innings.
Williams listed as 0 for 3. First offering from Burke, looking for the bunt, pops it up, and falls to the turf. And is that a fair ball? No, it is not.
It was close.
Yeah, it landed in fair territory and then bounced out.
I mean, it was about to be a really big collision over there. I mean, you had, obviously, Jared Williams over there, but Connor Granger was over there. Burke was chasing, as well as Seth Hardings.
Three players and the runner. Might have a defensive substitution as well. Eric Gilbert, not a pitcher, but he is playing some catch in the bullpen, so trying to keep Gilbert loosened up. There's the 0-1. 1-1.
A good eye. I mean, a really good eye from Jared Williams. That was, I thought was going to paint that outside corner, but it did not for ball 1.
Two on, 1 out here for NGU. Jared Williams waits for the 1-1. Ooh, outside, 2-1.
Yeah, that one got away. Not the pitch that Burke wanted, and 2-1 count. Again, Burke has just slowed down a ton in his pace. And going back to Jordan Toney was a pretty fast-paced pitcher. He never really slowed down. Yeah, he was.
Sort of methodical.
Wasn't this slow, but with 2 runners on, you got to be careful.
Check over to second. A 2-1 popped up. Shallow center. Won't even leave the infield. Going to Mobley. He's got it. 2 away.
Mobley making the catch once again. And all of a sudden, 2 down. North Greenville has left a ton of runners on the base path today.
At least one every inning.
Not the best stat to show for.
6, 7, 8. I've got up to 9.
Wow. That is a lot of base runners. Burke trying to get out of the inning and go to the bottom of the 8th. Pembroke has 2 more chances to score 2 runs.
Last hope here is Alex Williams, 0 for 3 today, a pair of strikeouts and a ground out. Swings at the first pitch, drives it over to left. And right to the third baseman.
The Pembroke fans on their feet. Here we go, bottom of the 8th. We're getting closer toward the checkered flag here in the first game of the day.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on.
Again.
We head to the bottom of the 8th. Due up for Pembroke will be the bottom of the order, Granger, Helton, and Mobley when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the 8th. Granger, Helton, and Mobley leading it off for UNC Pembroke, trailing by 1. Blake Hamilton back out there for North Greenville and firing ball 1 in.
One of the rare times that's a first pitch ball.
And losing it for ball 2.
Upper 80s now for Hamilton. That was 86.
Granger 0 for 2 today, a pair of groundouts, and gets it in for strike 1.
That was a big swing for Granger.
We'll try the 2-1. Low and away, ball 3.
3-1 count now for Hamilton. They did get the leadoff runner on last inning, Gray.
That they did. As there is strike 2.
Well, Hamilton may be throwing a couple balls, but he keeps coming back with a strike, and all of a sudden a full count. Nice pitching so far from Hamilton.
Pembroke's, they've only been able to get the leadoff runner on twice. In the 1st and 4th.
How about that?
And driven to right field. Chandler going for it. And he's got it 1 away.
That's a big out because that was the first time Hamilton came out throwing more balls than strikes. And to be able to get out of that at bat, that's big. Hamilton's still showing command.
I was wrong. Pembroke's able to get it on, able to get the leadoff runner in the 1st when Rivera singled. And yeah, you were right there in the 7th because then they doubled up Jacobs on the line out to Brown. So here's the DH, Elijah Helton. He's 0 for 2 today, a fly out and a ground out. And strike 1. Hamilton going after these guys.
I'm telling you, and that's what I like. Both, even going back to Jordan Tony and Hamilton both threw strikes. They didn't try to paint it around them and get them on the curve and all this fancy stuff. They just threw consistent strikes, and Hamilton is not backing down. He's still throwing strikes, way ahead in the count now.
And he's able to get guys to swing and foul him off, which puts Helton behind 0-2.
And Gray, we talked about yesterday before you left, we've seen 2 dominant pitching performances from Knowles and Ethan Elliott. If Hamilton can get out of this thing without allowing any runs, he's right there with those 3.
Strike 3 on the swing.
Making a case for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, what a day for Blake Hamilton.
Here's a shortstop, Jarrett Mobley. He is 1 for 2 today. Singled back in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 5th.
He is the 9-hole hitter for the Braves. 2 outs. Here's the bottom of the 8th.
Hamilton will offer on a liner into left field. That drops for a base hit.
So now that gives the Crusaders a force at first and second if they can get this next one hit in the infield. As Rivera is due up and Gray. He's going to hit the ball. I mean, really this whole tournament, he's hit the ball well.
2 for 3 today, a pair of singles, but flew out to right his last time up in the 6th.
75 hits on the season for Rivera. Hamilton he can take his time here and he slow his pace down just a little bit and go after Rivera. And Rivera's hit the fastball. And these two hits he's had, he has hit the fastball from Hamilton. What are we waiting on?
Rivera, apparently that was a long signal from his third base coach, or the dugout, or one.
Man, now he steps back out. You can hear the fans not happy.
I don't know what that was for.
Taking some time is Rivera.
Well, Hamilton fire strike 1 to him.
Going right at him is Hamilton. I mean, just right down the middle. He's not even. It doesn't look like Hamilton's lost much.
There's a lot of speed. There's the 0-1. And over to short. Jones has it. Flipped to second. And the side is retired.
One more, Gray.
No runs on one hit. No errors. One left on. We'll head to the top of the ninth. North Greenville leads by 1. And it's going to come down to Black, Utah Jones, and John Jones if they want any kind of insurance to take to the bottom of the ninth. 1-0 North Greenville leads it here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here for the top of the ninth, Josh Black, Utah Jones, John Jones due up for North Greenville. North Greenville with a 1-run lead. Of course, you'd like to add to that.
Certainly would.
Heading into the bottom of the ninth with Pembroke being the home team. Black 0 for 4 today. 3 groundouts and a flyout. He'll take ball 1 from Anthony Burke, who will try and keep things level. There's ball 2.
One ball, one strike.
And Burke firing there for strike 2. And a 1-2. Rolled to him.
Hey, no way, that was a strike.
Yeah,
it rolled to him.
Did they say he tried to check swing?
I don't know. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh Black, the leadoff, is the top of the order.
There's a 2-2. On a rope into left field, and right to the left fielder, Jackson. Man.
Right at the wall.
That's the second time today North Greenville has gotten to the warning track and fallen just short.
Well, it'll come eventually, but not much time left. And here's John Jones.
Josh Black will drop to 0 for 5 today.
Excuse me, Utah Jones.
Yeah, Utah Jones next up. 3 for 4 today, 3 singles, a stolen base and a run scored. And he'll watch ball 1 go by.
One-0 count.
In there for a strike.
Boy, he watches the first 2 go by. One of them a ball, one of them a strike.
And 1-1. 1-2.
How about that? The Braves need 2 more outs to retire the side and go to work in the bottom of the ninth. The Crusaders would like to have a couple of more runs for cushion.
Popped up. Straightaway center, Rivera going for it, and he's got it, 2 away.
That one just hung up a little too high.
And this will bring up the last hope for the top of the ninth, John Jones. He's 3 for 4 today with 3 singles.
Well, North Greenville did their job of getting on the board, but they just don't want to get more than one. And it's
9 hits, though, but
9 hits, yeah. Just too many base runners left on.
11.
Don't tell me that.
First offering to Jones. Down to the turf. Ball 1. And Burke took over from the Braves starter, Jordan Toney, and he's getting up to 50 in relief for the starter, Toney. There's ball 2. North Greenville, despite only scoring 1 run, has yet to go down in order. As Burke fires. High fly ball deep to right field, and that's gone.
A no-doubter, and that is a big hit from John Jones to give the Crusaders a little bit more cushion. It's 2-0, North Greenville on top. John Jones, Gray, that is his 8th home run of the season.
And yes, I'm just getting word. NASA has confirmed that an unidentified flying object has now entered the Earth's orbit.
That was a bomb.
This will bring it down to Connor Grant. It's flown out, struck out, been hit by a pitch.
Well, the South Carolina Gamecock transfer helps us out today, and it's a 2-0 lead for North Greenville.
And Grant grounded out to short his last time up. Burke will offer. Grant swings, fouls it off. Now somebody made a good play up there.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 9th.
Here's the 0-1. Off the nose of the bat, foul, put Grant behind 0-2.
Jones didn't play much his junior season at South Carolina in 2017. Played 22 games with 12 starts. This is John Jones we're talking about, who just hit the home run. He was 4 for 43 as a junior. Just could not ever find his stride. Played in 60 games as a sophomore, 55 starts. Hit .269 as a sophomore.
And Grant's got one to deep center, but that's not enough. Right to Rivera.
John Jones hitting .269, Gray, as a sophomore with 36 runs scored, 7 homers, and 49 RBIs.
He had a strong freshman campaign at Carolina. Give him that.
He did.
Pulling a lot of awards.
He was a 2014 MLB draft selection, 39th round by the Minnesota Twins. So he helps the Crusaders today.
Well, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. And for the first time this game, nobody left on. For North Greenville, John Jones, a solo home run. North Greenville leads at 2-0. Let's see how big that is as Pembroke down to the last 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Clemens, Balcom, and Jacobs.
Look who's still out there.
And Blake Hamilton's going to come out and see if he can try and finish this one off for North Greenville here in the Southeast Regional on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the 9th, North Greenville leads 2-0. Clemens, Balcom, and Jacobs due up for the Braves. And just a quick estimate on how far that John Jones home run went. We're out here in right center field, and there is a retention pond behind us. It cleared the maintenance road and fell just short of that pond, so that's probably a good 410, 420 feet there for that home run by Jones. As Hamilton, still wheeling and dealing, fires strike one into the Braves catcher. Yo, 1. 0-2. Clemens, he's 0 for 2 today. Has grounded out twice, but one of those was a sacrifice and flew out to left. The 0-2. Waste pitch. Skips off the catcher. They appeal down to third to see if he win, and the second questionable appeal will go down as ball 1. There's a 1-2. High chopper to first. Plunkett's got it, and there's our first base unassisted out. 1 away. That'll bring up the right fielder, Balcom. He is 0 for 3 today. Has grounded out to Ryan Brown all 3 times. First offering from Hamilton. Ball 1. Liner foul a third. It gets away from the catcher. 2-1. And here's a 2-1 and fouled away. 2-2. And Coach Powell has made some defensive changes. Eric Gilbert was warming up in the bullpen, not listed as a pitcher. He will come in at third in place of Ryan Brown. And Brown will go to first. And Connor Driscoll, we saw him yesterday. He'll come in at second. As Hamilton misses ball 3. And a full count to Balcom. The payoff is called strike 3. Hamilton freezes Balcom. And the last hope this inning is the third baseman, Trey Jacobs, who is 1 for 3 today. He singled his last time up in the 7th. Yeah, and tell you how good Hamilton has been today. Not many full counts to deal with, only his third. As a first pitch swing to second. Here's Driscoll, fires over to first, and North Greenville has done it. They survive yet again. They take down UNC Pembroke 2-0 in the lowest scoring game here of the Southeast Regional. And not much time to celebrate for North Greenville. They've got to take on Columbus State, who awaits them on the third base side. A team they've already lost to once in this tournament, 4-3. So the final score here in this first elimination game, North Greenville wins at 2-0. A huge home run from John Jones gives North Greenville a little bit of breathing space. So the Crusaders advance to take on the Cougars coming up. A listed start time at 3:30. The winner of that gets Belmont Abbey tomorrow at noon. So here's your line score. North Greenville wins it 2 runs on 10 hits, no errors. UNC Pembroke, no runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. as Roberto Rivera goes 2 for 4. Trey Jacobs 1 for 4. Jackson goes 1 for 3. Jarrett Mobley had the second best day behind Rivera. He goes 2 for 3, but nobody able to get a run on Hamilton as he pitches the shutout. The loss will be charged to Jordan Toney, who drops to 3-2 on the season. And now over to the North Greenville side of things, as they were the designated visitor team. Josh Black, a tough day at the leadoff spot as he goes 0 for 5. Utah Jones, a good day, 3 for 5 with a run scored. John Jones, 4 for 5, 2 RBIs and a run scored, including that home run. Ryan Brown, he'll go 1 for 3. Andrew Plunkett, 2 for 4, and nothing out of the bottom of the order compared to yesterday. Jared Williams and Alex Williams, they both go 0 for 8. As Blake Hamilton will pick up his 6th win of the season. He'll improve to 6-2, a full game, complete game. He'll go the distance. 9 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits, no runs, no walks for Hamilton. He struck out 6 as he closes the shutout with 107 pitches thrown. So, coming up next, North Greenville's going to have to turn around and play again against Columbus State, as we will name your player of the game and give it to John Jones for his 4 for 5 performance today. See if he can sweep that as North Greenville takes on Columbus State for the second time in this regional. Again, these two teams have already met. Columbus State won the first matchup 4-3 yesterday. And so we'll get things turned around. Stick with us here on the North Greenville Sports Network. We're your home for the NCAA Southeast Regional for today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll crown our regional champion and send them off to Cary, North Carolina, where they will join the 7 other champions and play for a D2 baseball title. Again, your final score here from Ray and B. Dillard Field for Game 1 of this Sunday. North Greenville 2, UNC Pembroke 0. The Braves' season will come to an end as they finish 39-15 overall, 17-12 in the Peach Belt. North Greenville picks up their 46th win of the season, 46-9 overall, 21-3 within the Conference Carolinas, and they'll have another Peach Belt foe coming up in the Cougars of Columbus State. That in just under an hour, right here on the North Greenville Sports Network.